Welcome back. Many thanks for staying with us. This afternoon, expect some tough measures to address the perennial gas explosions in the country as Cabinet holds a crunch meeting in response to last Saturday's gas explosion at Atomic Junction here in Accra. Whilst that meeting takes place, a number of activities are underway, all in an effort to deal with the safety of gas and fuel stations. We'll try and bring you updates on that meeting, but let's first look at the event outside that meeting. The EPA made a stop at the UPSA to inspect the siting of a fuel station at the center of a series of protests by a student. Maxwell Agbagba was there for us, but he will join us later with details. Remember, by the way, that yesterday as many as 7 fuel stations were shut down in the central region in what officials say is a check on non-adherence to rules and procedures of running a fuel station. Some were later reopened, but today there's a massive fight back. The oil marketing companies say they are being victimized. Joseph Opoku-Gakpo attended that news conference.
At least 7 people have been confirmed dead, with 134 others injured when 2 blasts following the gas explosion sent a huge fireball into the sky. The Ghana National Fire Service has begun investigations into what led to the blast. Coordinator of the oil marketing companies, Kweku Ajimandia, says they will not shield any of their members who may be found culpable, but are unhappy with how the issue has been managed so far.
As a mark of respect for the dead, per our culture and also the laws of the country, the association will not be in a haste to preempt or predict the findings of the team set up by the government to investigate the issue, but will patiently wait for the outcome. Meanwhile, we wish to state emphatically that the association will not in any way seek to shield or condone with any member who violates the rules and regulations of the industry, especially in such a manner that endangers lives and properties. But we will have a wish to add that due process should be followed in dealing with whoever is found culpable. It is, however, sad and disheartening to hear, read, and witness a plethora of comments from some pseudo experts with no or little knowledge and understanding of the LPG industry, and those who should have known better, but for reasons unfathomable, throwing dust into the eyes of the public with falsehood, half-truths, and inaccurate information. Such flammable utterances, innuendos, and castigations have the tendency to kill initiatives and denigrate the oil marketing companies, liquefied petroleum gas marketers who have invested in these retail outlets and have been rendering very meaningful services to the country at large.
He is worried some district assemblies are abusing their power by closing stations following the incident and warned of chaos if that is not checked.
It is common knowledge that it takes a prospective retail outlet owner more than 6 months to obtain all the necessary permits and approval to the commencement of the construction process with borrowed funds at high interest rates. We wish to inform the general public that the retail outlets are sited in areas zoned for the purpose by the Town and Country Planning Department. It must be noted that MPA will only grant an applicant the construction permit when all the various requirements have been met. This has innate results of culminating chaos and anarchy in the society and inflaming passion among the citizenry, thereby creating disaffection for OMCs and LPGMs. We would like to reiterate that OMCs and LPGMs are neither monsters nor criminals, but are Ghanaians making a living by legally investing in the petroleum industry. So marketers have their administrative offices within the confines of such outlets. Therefore, our intent to have a safe operation of our outlets cannot be in doubt. This situation rather calls for a sober, deep-seated thought, thorough, unbiased, and unfettered investigation to unearth the root cause or root causes and furnish the nation with sustained corrective and preventive actions, which will inform the public in a positive manner, whilst consolidating or improving the existing industry standards for the public safety assurance. The downstream petroleum industry is a well-guided regulated industry in this nation of ours, with the National Petroleum as the lead regulator. As indicated earlier, the other statutory authorities such as Town and Country Planning, Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Assemblies, Ghana Standards Authority, whose collective duty is enshrined by the respective legal frameworks, with safety and security as the core objectives. Therefore, the blame game at this stage of our national life rather exacerbates the already precarious situation.
The association says a peer review exercise has begun to ensure members are complying with necessary safety standards.
While we wait patiently for the investigation report, we will pursue the following. 1. Intensify the peer audit activity with priority to outlets in congested areas, especially on discharge of LPG from the bulk road vessels. 2. We will continue to provide the requisite training for our personnel, especially the attendants, drivers, and their mates. We will continue to explore and introduce new technology to enhance our operations in our outlets. And 4, we will intensify public education on safety in collaboration with you, the media, as our key partners. For our regulators, 1, we shall continue to work closely with them to comply with the regulations. And 2, regarding their safety audits, we recommend that the recruitment of the said auditors must be said that they are located in the related districts or municipalities to enhance appreciation of the requisite environment for which we operate. And 3, we also recommend that together we continue to review the job safe procedure of transferring or discharging of products. For MMDAs, as a result of growth patterns, both economic and population, 1, we would like to suggest that they assist to decongest areas in and around the LPG outlets, since some of our LPG outlets, which were initially sited far from such densely populated areas, are now being surrounded by structures and people posing dangers to lives and property. 2, together with the fire service personnel in the district, periodic work with our dealers and station managers to organize emergency drills. And 3, to spread the laws that govern the industry and allow regulated agencies duly mandated to do their work instead of interfering in their work. For the government, we wish to assure government that as an industry, we are committed to improving standards in the industry, and that we will support efforts in this direction. However, we wish to respectfully indicate that new policies introduction should not be done in a rush, but should be well thought through with the buy-in of all key stakeholders, such as our members, since the effective and efficient implementation of such policies rests largely on us. It is the success of the policy that matters, not the haste in introducing it. For customers and our general public, we would also like to remind the general public that the retail outlets are confined areas, hence the following must be strictly adhered to. 1, anyone who has no business at the retail outlet should not venture entry. And 2, no one should smoke or use combustible materials, that is, materials that can easily catch fire in the hazardous area around the bullets or tanks.
The OMCs there, of course, sending out a very strong language to government, to everyone else, including their own members. I have in the studio with me Yakubu Tamim Freko, who is Managing Director of Carboy Oil Limited and a member of the OMCs. He joins me for a very quick discussion. Sir, thank you very much for your time here on the show. Let me first ask if Mansco is a member.
Mansco is a member.
Is a member of the OMC.
Exactly.
Okay. And in the presentation that you made this afternoon, or this was earlier in the morning, you indicated that you are ensuring that your members are sticking to the safety standards.
Exactly.
To what extent would you say that Mansco fitted or passed all the safety tests that the OMC, for example, would have looked out for?
You know, the LPG station has been in existence for a very long period.
I understand, about 20 years?
Yes, when we don't even have business activities around. But as the area is developing, a lot of business activities got closer. And we expected that these business will be restricted, especially around around the area where...
I mean, within a certain perimeter.
Exactly, within a certain perimeter where we are
But obviously that was not done, and that has cost us about 7 lives, and it is serious indeed.
Exactly.
Why did you miss this? I mean, why did you not notice? And I'm sure that there are quite a number of others that have similar issues that you probably are not aware of as OMCs.
Yes, we have the regulatory bodies who periodically go for monitoring and inspection. The EPA is one of them, the fire service is one of them, and then an MPA in a year go around all stations twice. beginning of the year and then end of the year. Now, what happens is that when they realize that there's any shortcoming, they write to you and give you a timeline within which you should correct them.
That's what the EPA has said. I'm bringing this issue up. I want us to focus really on the OMCs, on your association, and what your concerns are, because some concerns. You think that if we're not careful, we'll be nibbling some businesses, down, and that, we'll be taking some actions that may affect businesses, especially because I believe because Cabinet is meeting today. What's your greatest fear as OMCs? For example, your expectation from this meeting, this Cabinet meeting that's ongoing, what is it?
We acknowledge responsibility for us being for safety being our prime motive for our stations. But we also believe that safety is a shared responsibility for the operator, the regulator, as well as government and the general public at large. We believe that if there's a policy, that policy should go through a broader consultation, that we can make input and then see how best our businesses can run alongside those regulations. We are not opposed to any policy coming in. We just want to offer a helping hand by making input into some of these policies. Okay,
so if I'm getting you right, whatever it is that Cabinet is meeting on today, you as OMCs feel that you should have a say necessarily.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So we are expecting the policy to come out. We would look at it and we'll give our feedback to government.
Do you have any expectations as in, as in how we can keep people protected, how we can keep people safe? Because obviously people are breaking the law, but by not living up to the standards required of them when it comes to safety.
Exactly. We need to educate people.
Yeah, that's, you see, when people say that, it sounds very much like a very diplomatic way of pushing the entire issue aside and saying that, yes, we will organize education. And you can say you organize education and go away. By the way, who is even going to evaluate you when you say you are going to organize education? You understand? So that sounds to me, and I'm sure to my viewers, as a very easy way for you to run away from the question. Am I right?
For you to have one fuel station running, you need a lot of permits.
Right.
2 coming from the district assemblies. You go through fire, you go through EPA before you finally go to MPA. Even when you get a land, you have to first write to MPA for no objection.
Right.
MPA will receive your letter and then send some inspectors to the site and inspect whether the place is good for a filling station. Even when the district assemblies, the town and country planning has provided you with a zoning letter that this particular spot you are going to use for filling station is indeed within the zoning status to be used for that purpose. Then we'll go back to the assembly. They also give us building permits. And with all these permits, you need people going to the site for inspections.
Right.
Then NPA will then come back and also give us another construction permit. So we have 2 construction permits here, one from the district assembly, and then one also from the NPA.
So like how many processes, how many state institutions do you have to get through to put up a station, for example?
First, you have to go to NPA and ask for no objection letter.
Okay.
Then when they give you the no objection letter, you go to the district assembly.
Okay.
You ask them for zoning letter, the zoning status of the land.
Okay.
They will tell you, yes, the land is suitable for the purpose.
Right.
Then you go back to the district assembly again to give you building permit. From there, you move to NPA. With all these documents, you go to NPA and tell them that I am ready, give me permit to construct. NPA gives you the permit to construct. After that, you would write to NPA to come and do final inspection before you commence business.
So
it's a whole lot of, yes.
I understand you have to get, the EPA is in there somehow.
Exactly. You have to go back to the EPA for EPA permit. The EPA inspectors will come to the site and also inspect. You go to fire, and then fire will also come and do their own inspection. Okay. So there's a whole lot of regulatory bodies involved.
Okay.
And before one filling station can be operational, It takes more than 6 months for this documentation.
More than 6 months. I mean,
yes,
you can understand that. That's because of the extent of damage it can cause if there is any accident, and
exactly.
also the amount of money involved. But having spoken about the processes, the very long processes that you have to go through to be able to put this business together, and of course you are employing people as well. But quite frankly, we know what happens here in Ghana. Somewhere this week, I've been speaking to the former environment minister. One of the things that he said is that there is a lot of political influence as well in these, negotiations, and that it is the reason why we're having a lot of office fuel stations cited in the places that they really shouldn't be. Is this an issue that the OMCs are aware of, and how are you dealing with it?
Thank you very much. These regulatory bodies have their own staffs that they send there, and they don't send only one person at a point. Sometimes they send different officers at various stages of the project. So I don't believe they will all give the same, we can be able to buy all of them to give the same result. Okay. You understand?
But it's possible.
It's possible. It's possible. We cannot rule that out of the game. But what we are saying is that there are so many regulatory bodies involved that one can be able to buy them.
Okay. Okay. Have you come across a situation, you personally perhaps, or even as the OMCs, in the association of the OMCs, have you come across a situation where you know very well that a particular fuel station is sited at a wrong place, or that a particular fuel station is doing something that's wrong, and you have tried to, name them, you have tried to point them out, and because of some sort of political connection that they may have, you weren't able to put across your point?
The truth is that as an association, we don't have the powers to close down a station of any
not to close down, but maybe to point them out and say, yes, call the authorities and say.
We have peer review audit that we do, where we send people from various companies. For instance, Kabori Oil goes to Total goes to maybe Compass Oleum goes to different, then we bring the feedback. So when there are any shortcomings, we invite them, and then we discuss the way forward with them.
Okay. What are your thoughts, or what are the thoughts of the OMCs on siting of fuel stations at residential and commercial areas?
We don't have any problem with it. We have fuel station, or there's filling station in everybody's home. In your home, there's filling station. In my home, there's filling station.
How do you say that?
I say that because you have gas sitting in there. Okay. You have automobile that contains.
But you cannot compare that one cylinder. You cannot compare that one cylinder with thousands or hundreds of cylinders.
Exactly. So that is where we are saying that safety should be the way forward.
Okay.
Let's improve the existing structures. Let's improve on our safety standards, and then we move on as a country. And then we would also like to appeal to the general public whose activities are getting very closer to our fuel stations, and they are endangering the lives
of themselves
as well as our property. We want to appeal to them that they should try and then relocate. You find people come to the various...
Did appeal do anything when it came to law enforcement to people? Like you're appealing to a thief not to steal your money? I mean,
the truth is that you would have to be begging people to turn off their engine when they are fueling. You tell them as though is nothing.
I see.
You understand? Right. So we are having it very tough. That is why we feel that we need to intensify our public education on some of the safety and then the safety measures that they need to follow when they get to the filling
station. To be very honest with you, I'm not one of those who believe that the public education is something that we're really doing very well in this country, even if the OMCs are really committed to getting it done. But apart from that...
But that's not the only thing.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to ask you.
We collaborate with the Ghana National Fire Service to periodically train our frontliners, our pump attendants, our station managers, our safety, our station supervisors. We train them on how to use firefighting equipment and what to do when there's fire.
All right. Okay, let me take your final words on this conversation, sir. The OMCs, I don't know if you can really tell me what your greatest fears are, for which reason. For example, today you had this press conference, there's a cabinet meeting. It appears to me that you have you're afraid of something. I'm not really sure if I'm getting it correct. Do you have a fear?
Yes, we have some MMDCs going around closing our stations, and we believe that is going to cause chaos and anarchy in the system. We would like to appeal to them that they should desist from that. There are mandated bodies that are supposed to go around and ensure that safety standards at our various stations are strictly adhered to. If they don't, they will close them down and ask them to fix one or two things before they start to work again. Okay. Sometimes even ourselves, you will find a filling station that is not standard. We close it down and try to bring it up to standard. We do that. Sometimes we even decommission. If you go down there on the main road, you will find one there is decommissioned. We are no longer working. Okay. So safety is very, very important to us. We would like to assure the general public that our filling stations are not death traps.
Well, they say they are not.
Some of us, we have our offices within the premises of the fuel station. And I don't think we would like to invest so much into some of these facilities, and then we'll allow fire to raise it down one
Well, the thing is that you never know when the fire will come. At times that the fire will come when you are not available. And I mean, nonetheless, I really don't know exactly what to say about this matter, but I think that we should look at this seriously. Yesterday we went through with you the number of gas explosions that we've experienced in this country since 2007, and it appears that we're not learning anything at all from it, and that's the part that makes it very sad. Let me thank you very much, sir, for coming through. I've been speaking with Yakubu Tamim Froko. He is the managing director of Kaboy Oil and also a representative of the Association of Oil Marketing OMCs, okay, let me just put it that way and be free, right? Well, one of the University of Ghana is one of the institutions that's cited to the scene of Saturday's incident, and they've issued a statement on the matter. Here's what they're saying, and let me read to you bits and pieces of that. It says, update on aftermath of gas explosion at Atomic Junction, message for the University of Ghana. Following an earlier release on the gas explosion in the neighborhood of the 4 private hostels at the University of Ghana, which occurred on Saturday, the 7th of October, 2017, management would like to report that the situation on campus is back to normal. Well, that's great. Of the 4 students who were detained at the University Hospital for further observation, 2 have been discharged. The condition of the other 2 is stable. That's good as well. And we move on and on. They say as at noon on Wednesday, 11th of October, which was yesterday, every University of Ghana student had been accounted for. So parent, if you have any ward, boyfriends, girlfriends, mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, if you have anybody at the University of Ghana, they're saying they're safe. Counseling sessions continue to be held at the students' clinic to help affected students deal with the traumatic experience. Arrangements have been made for group counseling sessions to commence on Thursday, which is today. So we believe that it must have started today at 9 a.m. They're ending at 4 p.m. Most affected halls, that is the TF student, the TF hostel, the Bani hostel, Evandi and African Union hostels. With the opening of the road leading to the Atomic Junction, the TF entrance to the university has reverted to a restricted access route. Only vehicles with the appropriate e-sticker will be allowed access. So if you recall, they made this arrangement so that if you did not have the stickers, you could still go through because of the build-up of traffic that they happened as a result of that accident. They're saying that we've gone back to normal days. If you don't have the sticker, don't bother yourself, because you're going to get there and have to return. So the university security team continues to be on high alert. Management would like to assure members of the university community, and if we may go down a little bit, I'm sure that the rest of the information will be there. Otherwise, we can go right on with the discussion. All right, so they're still assuring you, parents and guardians, that the university is continually monitoring the situation, and they will provide further update if necessary. I'm sure this information will be available on the university's website as well, and we will put it on myjoyonline.com as well, so you can have the details and you can check on your loved ones there as well.